everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Oops. Always do that. But you guys know that, the people that have been here a long time. My name is Dan. We're going to make a campaign map today because I have no other plans for a live stream. I just felt like doing this. To be 100%, I'm kind of dealing with some stuff right now, and maps make me happy. So what I'm going to do right now is work on maps. Oh, got to get Zeal chat up. Apologize, folks, if you've said anything. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's just go for it. This is no plans, no, just going for it. Nothing big or crazy. Oh, let's start with a down here. Let's just move these out of the way. Again, if anybody joins the stream, we will just make a campaign map, whatever they'd like to make or whatever they'd like to see. Let's go with a dark black there. Let's increase the size of this. Oh, let's see here. Let's make a new painting. Like I said, this is just pretty much go for it, which is kind of fun. Let's go 34. Oh god, 36 by 24 inch. Let's go 100 DPI. Just start right there. Hit OK. All right. Now we're just gonna go. Anything you guys want to see, anything or do anything here? Let me know. I shall accommodate. Messing up the mic really quick because I need to be able to see. Puppet Master, I know you're going to be here. Hope you're doing good. Hope everybody's doing good today. All right, our mic is now set up and ready to go. Let's just start. Let's start in this corner. I've actually no ideas for this. I'm just putting down blobs of dark themes here. So let's maybe an island right here. Start here. I think our pen is way too big. Yeah, that is way too big. Let's get over here. Well, not big, but oh, that's better. Okay, you know, let's start with a little kind of an island here. Very much a little on the craggy side. And let's make some more islands off that. And some more islands off that. There we go. And let's make even more islands off that. Alright, that's kind of fun. Now let's make let's make some more. I'm digging this right here. We'll just keep going down here. Kind of alluvian, like the Alluvian Islands. Alluvian Islands? That's not right. Those islands down near Alaska. Well, let's see. Let's go up here, and we're just gonna throw something in here. Again, no idea what this is going to look like or what this is going to be. I'm just throwing down color. And doing a live stream, of course, but just throwing down stuff. Okay, let's make that there. So, talking today, I just got done with a pretty, I don't want to call it a big project, but a project I really enjoyed doing. And also, it was a project that, I don't know, kind of close to the heart. Not really close to the heart, but really wanted it to be good. Turned out really well. There'll be some huge details later. And one of my favorite authors has asked me to do a map as well. Okay, we got this big thing going, so let's now come down here and let's make another thing here. Ooh, I got the sniffles. Can't be live streaming with the sniffles today. See if I got some meds. 1 second. Just gonna talk. Someone, I might throw some music on. I don't know. But you can kind of see my process here. Sorry about that. Alright, we got something going on here. We're going to use that little island as just kind of the focal point, maybe, of everything that's going on here. If you're in the stream, let me know on the sound. We've got everybody from Twitch, and we got everybody from YouTube. Not much going on. Usually I don't stream this early in the morning, but I had a very crappy night. Oh, looks like this guy's turning into an island. That's cool. Let's kind of come in here and break it up a little. Peninsula here. There we go. Don't know if we'll keep that, but we'll definitely run with it. Let's come down here now and do whatever this is. Maybe I'm just in the mood to do islands today. We could do that. Maybe even volcanic islands. Someone in this chat starts screaming and clapping. I know who you are. Might do that, actually. All right. So what I'm doing right now is I am going in and I'm making black outlines for everything. Let's come up over here and we are going to make a... Let's kind of make it the supercontinent. Kind of where this thing broke off from. Again, I'm just kind of sitting back. Someone in Twitch just advertised for followers. Thank you for the interest in your channel. Thank you for your, your consideration, but I don't buy followers. But I appreciate it, and I hope you're having a good day. But I'm probably not the customer you want to be wasting advertising dollars on. All right, so we're up there. Maybe something over here. Okay, that's 2. Guys, knock it off. I'm gonna report you. Just please be aware of that. So I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for a lot of reasons. But not to make money. Final warning. And you guys are gone. All right. The mouse in here. Sorry, folks. You've been banned. Goodbye. Okay, let's actually come down here with this landmass. I kind of don't like. Maybe we'll meet up down here. Now, we're drawing ourselves into a little bit of a problem right now. The simple fact is we don't want a tangent, meaning we don't want the land. If I had land like right here and then coming in at a 90, no matter what I do after that, that would be such an eyesore, and your eyes would be instantly drawn to it. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, I'm just going to ignore you now. I'll just tell Twitch that I'm getting spammed. Anyways, here we go. If you don't have integrity, even if I got big, if you don't have integrity when you start, we definitely won't have integrity when you're done. I don't know, maybe you can earn that back. I believe in that. I definitely believe in that. Okay, we got some kind of cool stuff. I don't know if I like this too well. Let's go ahead and fill that in really quick. Just kind of double clicking fills. Get a nice black and white that can go in here. The reason I use black and white is just a great way to kind of delineate things. Let's go ahead and add an ocean layer under this right now, so people kind of get an understanding of kind of what we're doing. Let's go back here now to our black. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Maybe it is like a big shattered place or something, obviously. All right. Oh, looks like I accidentally closed my stream. I mean, my chat thing. Probably because I was banning people left and right. Probably. Oh well. Let's see. We kind of have this space that we really don't want. So let's. Oh goodness. Oh the humanity. Let's come back here. All right. So we have an island. Therefore, that means that in that island, let's start with the basic questions. We do a tropical, temperate, desert. Yes. This might be interesting to do. So this here and this here share a similar shape. So we're gonna avoid that. Ooh, maybe this comes down over here. We have just some kind of semi-connecting land masses. Thinking of like ancient tribes plowing, fresh waterways or semi-fresh waterways. Long canoes to get from places to places, or maybe a tribal thing. That'd be cool. Let's do that. Maybe some like New Zealand. There's a game on the original PlayStation or PlayStation 2 called Marker Cree. I think it was. Loved it. Hard as heck, but loved it. All right, we got some kind of cool stuff going on there. Question is, do we want to, on this guy here, let's make another layer. What if we just kind of did something like, I don't know, that? That'd be kind of interesting. What do you guys think? Hi, Poet Master. Good to see you. I would sleep if I could, but the body and the mind is not having it today. I've actually been up since 3 a.m. and I'm just tired. Well, I'm tired, but I'm not enough to sleep. I could do something like this. Yeah. So, Puppet Master, welcome to stream. I'm just throwing down ink on something. Just whatever the heck. Let's make a campaign. That's kind of the gimmick today, of just making a campaign with everybody on stream. But if you need sleep, hop back to bed, dude. I don't. Thank you for being here, though. I knew in a way, I was hoping you'd be here. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. You know what? That'd be cool if we had another little third landmass up here. What do you guys think? Third landmass. We'll make it in this other layer. Maybe kind of. Oh, this reminds me of Morrowind. Solstein, or whatever it is. Solstein? Am I that? Is it that obvious that I'm tired? Go back to bed, Dan. No, I had a rough night. I had a rough night. There was an incident about, oh, I don't know, a while back. It was a bad car wreck, and I kept on. I got there and tried to save. Well, I was the first one on the scene, and there's a girl that was really mashed up. And I was with her till the paramedics arrived. You know what? Let's think about good stuff. Let's think about happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. And stuff. I don't want to revisit it. And you guys, I didn't make a YouTube channel to have my poor listeners be my therapists. All right. What do you think about that, Puppet Master? How's that looking right there? Just get, yeah, well, yeah, we got something cool going on here. I don't want to say it's, oops, not that. I don't want to say it's a little contrived, but I think it's kind of a cool, I think what we're going here is it's working. And again, oh crap. I forgot I had 2 layers there. Let's come down and fill these in. Kind of liking it. Oh, I should show you guys really quick right now. There's a new feature in RH6. Excuse me, RH Vitae. I'm going to call it Vitae because, you know, whatever. And it's like, okay, check this out. This is cool. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Puppet Master. Let's check this out. Okay, so you have your fill brush here. And you can actually, how do you do this? Wait, is this Vitae? Yeah, this is Vitae. You can actually turn on slow motion. So let's say I'm in here. And actually, let's do it down here. I can click right here and it'll show me exactly what's filling and how it fills it in slow motion. So if I have a little crack somewhere, it will stop it. You know, you can see where the hole is on stuff. Really, really like that. Well done, guys, with RH. You wonderful Kiwis, you. Now, I'm probably going to take this into WonderDraft too and make just a standard map out of it. Maybe even, I found a really good way to do that in Incarnate as well. I know generally Incarnate doesn't let you just trace stuff or, you know, not really trace it, but make a render. But I found this application that makes your screens, you can use it to make your screen transparent. All right, I'm not liking these islands right here. These islands, just not feeling it. Let's do a heart instant erase. We don't want that, none of this. That I don't mind. But having something come down here just kind of felt weird. Now, we are going to have a lot of, I think, with this being kind of a wanderer's map, we're going to have a bunch of little islands all over the place on the coastlines there. Here, apparently I want a lake there, so we'll run with that. Let's just merge these 2 layers together. I think we're doing good here. Again, I will make this map available online if I can remember. Dan needs sleep. Yeah, I do. Okay, we're back here. Puppet Master, where do you work, man? If you don't mind sharing. Like, leave a good review with your manager. Well, your employee, Puppet Master, is so awesome. Your boss would be like, who the Sam is Puppet Master? Who's this Avantnovis guy? That'd be awesome. There we go. A little more here. A little more here. Rusty, welcome to the stream. It's getting kind of crazy. I'm it used to be my uploaded videos got a lot more views than my stream, and now that's just the opposite. Oh, dude. That sounds awesome. For those in the stream chat, I'll let you just see that, but how long? 7 months. That's cool. It's not. Is it a good job? Is it fun? Is it engaging? Is it a job? Because heaven knows I've had a bunch of those. Oh, I've had a bunch of those. My son just turned 16. I'm an old man now. Oh, I feel like an old man now. And he has been looking at stuff and finding out kind of what he would do. To be honest, I've encouraged him to spend some time in retail just because, or retail or fast food, just to kind of, I don't know, maybe a sixth sense of empathy for the people that work in stuff like that. Oh, dude, hey, keep that job, man. Keep that job. Okay, let's see how that's looking. That's looking pretty good there. That's looking pretty good. Let's kind of make this area a little more interesting. Let's come down with this guy. We'll make kind of a craggy little spur thing here. Yes. There's one. Yeah, there we go. There's two. Okay. Yeah, no jobs. There we go. That spur's kind of cool. Got this kind of Italy thing going on right now, but I like Italy. Italianos. One of my best friends in high school was like full-blooded Italian. Good man. Miss you, Manny. I believe he runs an Italian restaurant, speaking of jobs. My first real job, let's see, my first job was tutoring kids in high school. Well, tutoring grade school kids when I was in junior high. Then I worked literally in a sweatshop for 6 months, which was fun. Then I got a job after applying and once that got shut down, I applied and I worked at Dairy Queen of all places oh, I'm sorry, it's a long drive there, man. But yeah, I worked at Dairy Queen, turned 16, got a license, said I needed gas money and all that, and do I like that right there? I don't know if I like that right there. Let's color that in and get a feels for it. Nah, kind of, let's get rid of this leg so it doesn't look like this peninsula is marching. Because I guarantee if you think of it, or if you're working on a map and you think of it, someone else is going to think of that. I don't know. Let's go up here. I'm going to add another layer just to kind of play with dark colors. What if we just kind of went a little crazy here? Maybe came here, down here, like a really big landmass. How's that look for you guys? And we came over, yeah. I don't know. Let's block that out. Got some lake things going on. Use our brush. Okay, that actually pulls a tangent. See how that grabs all the weight right there and just kind of runs it in? We don't want that. We don't want that. Got kind of a cool weight here. Weight meaning where your eye is drawn. We're just going to use that. And again, if anybody wants to add anything on what I should do here, this is a joint effort. For these streams, that's why I make these available online on my website for a limited time if people feel like it. Of course, Puppet Master, since you're here, and you're one of my, I don't want to call you patrons, but supporters. If you ever want one of these maps, just ask and it's yours, man. It is yours. Do you guys want to see what I just got? No, I probably shouldn't show that. I shouldn't show that. My beautiful wife just said, yeah, you shouldn't show that. If I don't listen to her, I get in trouble. But I'm really excited about the project it's going on. It's just not a map. It's something that the more I learned about, the better it felt. But hey, back to the job discussion. Yeah, Dairy Queen. Not a problem. Make the whole middle island a desert? Okay. Should we do this all a desert? Kind of a, kind of a Arabian Prince of Persia thing? Yeah, let's do that. How's that sound? Maybe some jungles? Yes? Maybe Forbidden Island or something like that? That'd be cool. Okay, let me get some notes here. Oops. And let's think Prince of Persia. Okay. Let's see. To the south lies the dark, evil jungle. So this is going to be jungle. And this is going to be, let's go like semi-arid. Kind of semi. We're going to, this is going to be nice jungle. Oh, swamp. Let's make this area swamp. And we'll make this California. All right. Kind of got a game plan there. Okay, so got, kind of the Arabian thing going on. Dang, I like Aladdin. That doesn't look good, so let's just make sure it's not helping that turret, tower, whatever. Okay. Sorry, just the doodles are coming out, and that's not good. There we go. Kind of a Arabian thing going on there. Yeah, let's do that. That is what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and work on this layer a little bit more, so I'm not as sidetracked. Now, I like this right here, this little cliff, this sticky thing. So let's kind of copy that. It's flowing, because that just really catches the eye and shoots it up into this area. We got another one there. We don't want to do too many of these, but we'll just remember, take things at a kind of an angle with these little island clusters. See how when we add that shape into everything, it starts making things better. There we go. There we go. All right, that's cool. Oh, and I'm waking up now. Yay! Like a good old map to get the blood running. Okay. What do you think, guys? We good to go with this, or should we do some more islands? I like desert islands. They make for good adventures. Because you get to split the party. Maybe this is my own kind of nod to Morrowind. I don't know about that. Love that game, though. Oh, man. Yeah, so back to the job discussion. Dairy Queen for 2 years. Okay, we made a mistake somewhere here. I think it's just right here with these guys. See how that kind of just, your focus is just gone to putz with that? So let's get rid of these. There we go. See how? Just clean those up. Maybe get rid of this. Yeah, let's get rid of that big one. That too. That works. There we go. Oh, thanks, Solar Eclipse. Welcome to the stream. And I think we're good with that, guys. Puppet Master, what do you think? Keep it there, keep doing it, or start texturing? If you're new to using WonderDraft, it's a fun program. I like it. Not only does it keep track of your, it's kind of funny. It not only keeps track of your, let's say this is your page. Um, Usually in any drawing program, you draw something and it's there. But um, what ArtRage does, it tracks how much paint is in the area, and um, it that way if something comes and affects it, it can blend this spot and stuff like that. That's why I love um, using it for map making. All right, so let's just jump down here, and we were going to go. We'll go with this kind of a deep. Let's get a different color. Maybe not. What about that? Yeah, let's go with that. That's not bad. 20%, and we are just going to start filling in. Let's hit these islands first. And I'm literally taking the big loop tube. Gloop tube sounds like a channel. Gloop tube. Don't want to know what that is. Kind of sounds. All right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just applying a largest mass of paint I possibly can, and creating a thickness on this two-dimensional image. There we go. Now, also a reason I'm doing that is, I got a problem right here. I can tell you right now. Let's just back that out. All right. Okay, right here, it didn't anti-alias well. And on that island, it didn't. So we're just going to fix that really quick. Oh, did I have? Yeah, I had transparencies on. Dang it. Dang it, darn it, darn it. Nope, nope, nope. Accidents are being made. Accidents are being made. If you don't do that, you get kind of this, they call it anti-aliasing. I got another word for it. Select transparencies. Yeah, here we go. Okay, and again, we're just dabbing these islands out. I'm a horrible island dad because I always forget my island children everywhere. Let's go ahead and we're going to turn that layer off so we can actually see what we're doing. All right, cool. Very cool. Now, let's go ahead and start working on topography here. We're going to run our brush kind of around here, kind of up through here. Okay, and then for these land masses, we're going to use the same kind of thing, like the central land masses, to kind of plan out where the mountains were. So we're going to come in here now, kind of do the same thing here. And where this crosses, we are going to have, you see how that overlaps in the middle? That's where our mountains are going to be. Just kind of going slow, making this look nice. All right. Cool. So let's go ahead and do that with the rest of these real quick. Someone jumps in the channel. What are you doing? Trust me, it works. Can't believe I just said trust me. Give it a shot. It works. There we go. I'm not sounding like a used car salesman or politician or a game show host. All the same to me. If you can name the lyrics from that song, man, you're awesome. Okay, then we're down here, same thing. Now, in these areas, I'm not going around like I did in the island. I'm just kind of, there we go. Vlad, please don't post that in my stream. What if other streamers get this? Yeah, that's a prawn website. Please don't click on it. Because my channel does not support that stuff. I mean, teach their own, but not on my channel. All right, so same thing here. Hardest thing to do with the map is shapes. And, I think it's almost fortuitous that I couldn't sleep it last night. And I just got up and I just without thinking, just kind of eyeball the map. And I think that's the most important. One really great exercise you can do is just throw something together and not think about it. Just rely on your eye and not really have a kind of agenda. Just go. I think that this is turning out really well. All right. Cool. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to harsh chaos this. If you're new here, please don't play the harsh chaos drinking game. Oh, I need to redo some resolution because we want the resolution really high on this now. We want to go at least 250. So we'll set that. Print size, no, 36 by 24. There we go, at 250. Yes, these videos will always stay on YouTube. Alex, thank you for being here, though. I really appreciate it. So you can watch it later. Again, it's chatting and me just doing whatever. All right, let's get more of this here. Looks like we missed a couple of islands. See, I told you I'm a rotten dad when it comes to islands. Okay, we're starting our harsh chaos. We're actually going to go pretty big with that. There we go. Let's do something different here. Let's just do a cursor. So you guys kind of see what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to take this harsh chaos and we're going to pull from the bottom up. Now we're getting this white here. Let's go ahead and fix that. To fix that, well, not really fix it, but to use it to our advantage, we're going to go down, right click and click on canvas settings, then canvas color. Now let's turn it down the opacity of the canvas. Let's kind of, since we're dealing with kind of, Arabian Nights kind of thing, kind of go with this, maybe a brown. Let's go with a brown. Nice, happy brown. There we go. That way when we come in with this, we are actually starting to put color in. And again, I'm just pulling back and forth from the water into the center of the place. Just like that. Because we kind of have this topography going on, but we want to mix that up. See, look, we already have a mountain right there. Just like that. Yay, happy accidents. Same thing here. Going all the way up into the middle of this place. Let's move this stuff out of the way so everybody can see. There we go. And again, no planning. I absolutely have nothing in mind for this. This is all just going to be natural. Come on in, watch what happens. Puppet Master, let me know if this is working for you. Also, Alex and Alex and everybody else, Solar Eclipse. Thanks for the compliment, though. That's really helped it today. Yeah, so what was your guys' first jobs? Mine was, of course, working at the legal job was working at a DQ. The old DQ. They had me up front doing all the blizzards and ice cream cones and dilly bars and shakes. Got really good at that, though. Got really good at that. Then, after that, by the time 2 years passed, I was in high school and decided I wanted to be a theater technician or an events technician. Because, well, for the main reason is I could be in places that other people couldn't, and I felt kind of sneaky. It was really cool getting up in catwalks. And then I discovered, lo and behold, that I could get out of class for events and assemblies. And that was like, oh, heck yeah. To heck with this. That's what I'm going to do. No more football, no more sports. I'm just going to go hang out. And also the bigger win, another win, I found that the drama girls were pretty. And I liked hanging out with them. They were, yeah, hot-blooded. And then grocery store, nice. Yeah, I should mention that to my son. I just want him to get a job where he has to deal with people because I'm a horrible dad. But I want him to deal with interesting people, the Shads and Karens and Bruces of the world. Okay, there we go. We got some cool shapes going on. You know what? I like this color. Let's go with the orange color. Kind of reminding us we're doing a desert. Let's go ahead and paint this up. Airbrush, about 25% metallic. That's not bad. All right. This is going to let us see what we're doing and where we're going with this. Because next part is adding our mountains and those mountain heights. And I think instead of using I think I'm just going to go do this same old. Grocery store. There we go. There we go. We're going to go back to this big thing, and I'm looking at these areas, and I'm just going to make sure my pressure is insane. There we go. And where it's raised here, I am just going to plunk down mounds. I'm using a stylus right now. It's giving me a lot of great control over things. There we go. So we have those mountains. That's fun. Then down here, we kind of have some here. Folks, there's apparently we got a couple of people that are posting stuff that is not appropriate. Please don't click those links and encourage them. I don't know why they're on my channel of all places, but if you post links to inappropriate websites or stuff, number one, it gets me in trouble, and number two, I will ban you and report you. So please don't do that. Now, a grocery store might be really good. There we go. Grocery store would be very good. There's also a secondhand store. He likes serving people, helping, just helping out and taking care of people. So there was a secondhand store that I was thinking about getting him in there. Or just encouraging. I want him to work retail. I want him to work customer service. I'm going to encourage him to do that, but I'm not, there's no there's no potty training by gunpoint in my house. There we go. All right, now we got those. Let's go ahead and we're going to harsh chaos again. Going to come in from the sides, and we're just going to kind of blend these out as such. There we go. And you guys can kind of see how I'm doing that. Now, another cool thing about Art Rage, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not promoted by it. I'm kind of a friend with their one of their marketing guys. He approached me to do a couple, some articles and wanted to feature some stuff that I did. But I don't get money from Art Rage. I'll just show you how to use it to make maps. Okay. A little more here. A little more there. It was a nightmare at a grocery store. Okay. Well, all right. I will. You know what? If you were 16, let's say this, not necessarily to you, but what's a good job for a 16-year-old? Grocery store. Yeah, he's probably there. watching something is like, yeah, Dad, great. One of your subscribers sent me to a hellhole to work. Well, after Dairy Queen, I got a job as a house technician to do events, company events, plays, and stuff like that. I did that for my rest of the time in high school. By the time I was a senior, I was the director for those in the own individual respected areas. And then I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so when the opportunity for college came, I didn't take it up because it was, after talking with a lot of the professionals. Oh, movie theater. That's a good idea for a 16-year-old. My wife was a manager. Oh, she's saying no. My wife was a manager for a movie theater, and she was a projectionist. She started out as a concessionist and had to deal with the people. Then, second something else opened up, got out of there. That's funny. Okay, there we go. Okay, so, sorry, Puppet Master. It's now struck down. Oh, that's funny. He does like working on cars. Maybe he might get a job with someone might. I've got a brother-in-law that fixes up old Model Ts and stuff. Get him a job there. I don't know if he wants to go into the entertainment business like I did. But if he did, I definitely have some hookups there. And I'd watch it as a hawk. Good grief. That's another rant entirely. But yeah, started working as an event technician when I was 19. I got hired into a large arena venue that I still have nightmares about. It was good times. It actually was really good times. Young, had energy, stayed up till like 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. getting shows done. Did a lot of concerts. Holy cow! That was back in 98. We actually got to see. I did lights for 50 cents or 5 cents or whatever his name is. 50 cents. I actually did lights for him on his first tour. So claim to fame there. Also worked with, for a local stint, worked with No Doubt. Did Sammy Hagar. Did you, Puppet Master, did you work on a movie theater? If you did, I don't mean to diss it. Well, but
It can be awesome or terrible.
my wife just said it can be awesome or terrible. I guess kind of like any job. I remember when I was in high school, we hung out a lot. My wife and I did.
Depends on what movies are there.
And we went and did a pre-screening of Godzilla, and half of it was backwards. Thanks, Other Cliffs. Any job that doesn't cause. I rather I. Uh, that's good. Solar eclipse, you got me there. So okay, so guys in chat, we need to avoid cynicism or nihilism. So customer service is out. Maybe a good like work for the parks department in the city, getting really buff. That'd be kind of interesting. Oh yeah, for 6 months, then got laid off due to that sickness that can't be named. That really pisses me off. I've gotten like not strikes, but like I'm not monetized right now, but I got demonetized. Go figure out that for saying the ye old plague that can't be named. I understand it's stupid, but I understand why they have to because everybody has an opinion on it, whether it's fact or fiction. All right. So we got the bottom layer done. I'm feeling good, except I don't feel good about this guy here. Let's work that out. Oh, that got me good. Okay, so movie theaters are meh. We'll try to avoid not try to avoid customer service. Let's see. I just want him to have it maybe like for 6 months, then he can go somewhere else, just so he can understand what like retail workers face or like what fast food workers face. Because let's face it, those guys. I mean, people joke about someone fast food, but right now there's some fast food places near me that are hiring people for like $18 an hour, 15 to 16, $18 an hour just to start. And I'm going like, holy crap. A job I started like a decade ago didn't pay that much. Okay, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. We need to do some work over here on this because I don't want these big blobby mountains, but we'll finish that in the next part. All right, so let's go ahead and grab, this is what we call our glitter brush. And it's another find on, it was another great find with Art Rage, just because it does something that no other program does. Since we're adding mass to this, since again, Art Rage, doesn't, it's not just pixels we're dealing with, we're dealing mass that is lit. A glitter brush of all things, if we use it correctly, adds a lot to our maps. We need to change the color though, because I need to see where it's going. Yeah, no, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. But it's not me that has to work it. I think anywhere he has to talk and deal with people, I think that's a good idea. Okay, we're gonna run our glitter brush up into these mountain areas here to create kind of a height, going very softly with this. Ah, glitter, my nemesis. Going back to the job thing, after I worked in that large venue, I toured a lot of the West, parts of Tennessee, doing stuff. Then I came back to my hometown and I got a job. A student union hired me to run their facilities at a local community college. That was fun. I was like 23 at the time, and that was a great job. That was a really fun job. Met my business partner there. Met some great friends. Got into a lot of trouble. Not really, because I was in charge. It'd be really great when you got a teacher all up in your face. I don't need your kind of disrespect. Who's your counselor? And I'm like, I'm a professional here. I don't need your disrespect and your pissiness because I'm a professional in working here. So either you get in line or get out of my venue. Bless their hearts. Yeah, customer service. Then after that, I got the job opportunity of a lifetime and opened a massive theater and built that up for 10 years. And then, let's see here. So the clips, but all seriousness, sorry, I started on a rant. But all seriousness, customer service wouldn't be the worst. Learning interpersonal skills is important. Yeah, yeah, that's my big thing. I'm like, you get in there, you interact with people. If you get fired, you get fired. I'm not too worried about that. But it's those interpersonal skills, and also introducing your youngins to different people's different lifestyles, different people's choices, and being a member of society that lets people be them and accepts and loves them for them. That's really important to me. All right. Again, glitter's going on. It's adding texture. We're adding mass to this. Now, the textures underneath this are still under there. Oops, we got a mountain there. We don't want that. There we go. Just a little bit of this stuff all over the place. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to now, this is the fun part. We're going to go in and we're going to, since we have this mass, we're going to blur stuff together. Okay, that's a little too much blur. That's fine. Okay, just going to go back and forth. So we're starting to form natural lines for mountains and stuff. All right. Then we'll paint this again. You know, fast food, oh, that'd be rough. Would not like doing fast food. Been there, did it. There was a while I actually went back to Dairy Queen for 2 weeks because I needed some money. We were moving up to Spokane. And we were short some cash, and I was bored, so I decided to go back there. Was hired on as a manager. Worked my butt off for those people. I still in contact with the managers I worked there with. Good place to work. Really liked it. Absolutely love those people. That was another thing. That was another really cool thing. Grocery store. Do they really still have the check? I wouldn't doubt it. Grocery store seems like a good idea. Just adding some color just to, you know, kind of get a feel for where things are. All right. Grocery store's not a bad idea. I mean, the kid is a tank. He's still growing. He's already taller than me. And I'm definitely not a small guy. But he is like massive in the good way. All right. So what we're going to do now is the same thing we did previously. We're going to take this harsh chaos. Let's go a little bigger than that. And we are going to gently move all that mass we put down into these mountains. See that? How it's creating this nice texture and we're getting these hills and stuff. There we go. There we go. Again, just moving some mass around. I wonder about a facility, someone like a facilities person. Now, or heck, even a janitor. You'd learn a lot with that. Learn how much people suck. I was thinking maybe a facilities, like work with air handlers or maintenance. Because you can learn a trade with that. Get you through college if that's the way he wants to go. Floor sweeper? Nice. I applied for some grocery stores. Wanted to be someone that works with the fruits and vegetables of all things. I remember seeing that as a kid and going like, yeah, I want to do that lightning effect they have at stores. So that was pretty cool. Job at, is that Macy's? Macy's? If I'm reading that right. Oh yeah, no, I have horror stories galore. My best stories come from the live entertainment, the concerts and the theaters. Funniest one, well, one of the funniest one that's appropriate for this channel. We were running Kenny Loggins show. We had Kenny Loggins in a municipal building, and the mayor. Let's get some texture over here. We need some. We don't want that flat plastic-like stuff going on. The mayor was all excited, and it just so happened to be Halloween. And I'm taking the mayor on stage for his big announcement and song and dance, and all of a sudden Kenny Loggins jumps out of the curtains, acting like a chimpanzee because he was getting stoked for the show. By the way, if you get a chance to go see Kenny Loggins, I know it might not be your style or music, but he is amazing on stage. I'll get into that, but yeah, there's Kenny Loggins acting like a orangutan, and there's this mayor. The mayor's just sitting there not knowing what to do, and I'm just like, I'm dying inside. So to keep myself from just totally crappy, just cracking up, I'm all like, Mayor Kenny Loggins, the man who wrote Footloose. Kenny Loggins, the mayor, the man that's paying for you to be here. It was awesome. That's one of many. Let's see here. Sanitation janitor during lockdown. No, that's fine. I got really sick and hurt when I was back in 2016. And my wife, who at the time had been home with my kids, had to get up and she did a job with our local church as a sanitation worker, and she loved it. She then worked her way up from a call center person to a project manager to department head in less than 3 years. And I get the honor of being with my kids and getting to stay home with my kids. And then the disease that shall not be named, the corona, hit. And so my family got to be together, and it's been absolutely a paradise. Okay, let's see how we're looking here. Let's kind of cut down on these ridges a little bit. So we'll add some more mountains here in a second, but we'll have these ridges not be as blunt there. Again, we're having a desert in mind. Again, I'm just going with the harsh brushes and just shaving away on stuff. Yeah, let's see. Worst shows I've ever done. Beach Boys. Hands down was the most grueling, horrific experience that one of them that I've ever had. The original Beach Boys were they never made it on stage for mic check because they didn't want to. I don't want to do a mic check today. And the band guy, the drummer, was an absolute tyrant. Oh, thank you. It's getting there. We'll start getting into kind of the mountains themselves. We're just kind of getting some elevation going here. Thank you very much for that, Alex. What was I? Oh yeah, Beach Boys. Okay, yeah, the Beach Boys, the 4 members there got tired and didn't want to come, so they needed a nap. The drummer ended up in the instructions, we called it a rider that they gave us before the show. It instructed all of us that we needed to have his drum kit and mic kit set up. And the drummer gets there, sees the drums, swears at us, runs over to it and starts pulling off these mics. And we're not talking, streamer mics. We're talking about, SM58s, SM57s, some hyper cardioids, some compressor mics. We're talking like mics $300 and just breaking them and throwing them all around. I ended up charging the Beach Boys for that because it cost me, cost the company, my theater house. So, geez, $1,500, and the rental guys were bad. All right, we're gonna go back with this brush, and we're gonna make our mountains. Let's actually do something a little different right now. We're gonna plan our mountains out a little bit. So let's go back to this. Let's go back here. Maybe dark color. I'm going to go with a pen. I'm in another layer entirely. So let's go a little bigger than that. Let's put our mountain. Let's go black. Can't see a dang thing. We're going to put our mountains up here. But yeah, Beach Boys drummer was a total ass. Their bassist was good. He was about 30, 40 years old. Their road manager was definitely not amused. He said that this is like the fifth or sixth time that the drummer had done that. And I was like, if he keeps doing this, why do you let him? It's not like, he's one of the original Beach Boys. The guy's like 25. But whatever. That was rough. That was a rough concert. Also, the Beach Boys couldn't keep a beat worth a dime. We even put in-ear monitors for them and a click track, meaning through their headsets they'd listen to this, d d d d d, and they'd be like, I wish they were all California girls, and they'd all be singing off track. And of course, we had it compensated. We had one of their CDs in the discs, and we played that just a little bit louder than their vocals, just to compensate them. Let's see. What other fun theater stories do I have? I was tempted. I was so tempted to just, like you said, choke slam him into his kit. I was so mad. We had okay, really quick note on maps. We're coming to a point where we need to decide kind of which way the mountains run. So in this case, let's say the continents are pulling apart. So like we're getting this buckling action up here. Kind of running these mountains like this. Oh, what was I saying? It was a good one. Let's see. Yeah, drummers. Okay. Let's see another. Oh yeah. Okay, so we get this. We did a lot of shows with choreographers, like dance things. Um, and oh my gosh, I appreciate a really good ballet. I think it is definitely probably the hardest sport in the world with what those girls and guys go through, mainly the ladies. But they oh god, we'd get these choreographers that would just be so full of themselves and to tell us what to do. Not as bad as the drummer, but pretty close. And you got used to dealing with. I mean, imagine a Karen telling you how they want their little Bipsy to be lit, or to the sound like. That always drove me nuts. We're down here, down with these mountains. Choke. Oh, I gotta send that. I gotta send that to a few people if that you're okay with that, Puppet Master. Oh, that'd be hilarious. Today on my live stream, I got the best advice. Choke slam the drummer. Yeah. But anyways, we get this one guy who is a pompous, just a dick. And so he hires he hired this light designer that was just a glorified butt kisser to him. And I'd gone home that evening because it seemed like everything was fine. And then I get a call from I had a technician that was really sweet. She was a wonderful, wonderful lady. She worked hard. She'd do those one-liners that were just absolutely hilarious. And we get called in. I get a call at about 10:30 at night. And it's like, hey, Dan. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's all, hey, you need to come down here. I have your tech. All the guys are crying. This guy's been like verbally abusive and, just really mean. This lighting guy, apparently. And so I tear off. I get down there. It usually takes me about 15 minutes. I got down there in 5 minutes. I was going like 95 miles an hour. And I just verbally just waded into this choreographer and a light designer. And the guy got up into my face and I was just like, dude, you better swing or something. And if you watch my live stream, I'm a pretty chill guy, but you mess with my students, or you mess with the people that work with me or that I care about, and I become this big, raging, angry, fat map maker that gets in your face. But yeah, choreographers, geez, absolutely drove me. Most of them, well, not all of them. Like anything else, they were exception. But it was basically Karen's. I hate to use that word because it's kind of a negative connotation. There's also, there's some male Karens out there that are even worse. All right, how are we looking there? There we go. But yeah, had some good times. Another band that I absolutely loved working with was the No Doubt band, and then Gwen Stefani. Every time she came in the area, I'd go work for her, and she was professional. She was absolutely the most caring individual. She remembered my name, which was really, I was impressed with that. She was also like her during the first half set. She decided to do kind of a song, just improv, and she starts like busting out 150 push-ups on stage while the chorus is going. And I was just like, holy crap. But yeah, Gwen Stefani, good person. Styx, another great band. Yeah, they don't have the original singer, but I actually like the new singer better. Styx was really, really good. Let's see who else. Kenny G is all that you are expecting and more. uh, One of the funnest is the Oak Ridge Boys. I'm definitely not into. Well, I'm kind of into country. I appreciate it, but it's not something I. It's not on my playlist. But the Oak Ridge Boys, my gosh, those guys are hilarious. Down to earth. Uh, I was doing a sound check. We got through it really quick, and one of the guys, we have this big catering upstairs, and he's like, "Hey guys, let's go to McDonald's. I don't want fancy food." So we jumped in the van with one of the Oak Ridge boys and went to McDonald's over catering. That was fun. I like the people that are real. I've never worked one of the shows, but Garth Brooks is infamous for after the concert's done and after all the fans go home and it's tear down for the show, he would get on the he would come and help the technicians tear down, and he'd get in trouble with it by his managers. Okay, let's have a look at the mountains there. Let's have a look. Okay, you know what? We're doing good there. We're doing good. Okay, the reason I did it in a different layer, we're going to actually create the mountains in this layer. To do that in ArtRage, there's a special way to blend it. Right now, the bottom layer is set on maximum height, or a maximum height, and we're going into the blend mode. We just click layer, go down to blend, hit additive, and then we're going to come in with the glitter tool and maybe a different color here like that. And we are going to absolutely go 100% nuts with the glitter on these. Do you see how that kind of just pops? And if we kind of zoom in, let's zoom in here. There we go. See that mask turning up? Let's do the blend down here too. Blend, bump mode, add. Bump mode, add. Oops. I saw what happened there. So we are just going to add as much glitter, the herpes of arts and crafts. Right there. Can I say herpes? I probably can say I've said it before without incident, so I probably can say herpes and not say but I can't say the, corona word. All right. So now that we got those, there we go. So I'm thinking, let's go back and make this campaign map. I'm thinking, kind of Prince of Persia, kind of Arabian Nights. One second here, I gotta go check on something. 1 second. I'm going to mute myself. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. All right. Weird pipe noises. Okay, we're there. We're down there. All right. Okay, now that we've got that mask built up, we're going to take this to the next level. We're going to duplicate this layer here, duplicate this layer here, and just constantly add more and more mass to these. Okay. Once they're in, like this, let's say this is like 1 size high. This is now 2 size high. This is now 3 size high, etc., so forth. Let's just make sure that there's one layer I don't want in this. So, and then we're going to go from top and merge down, and it'll keep the height of that. So now they're double the size. Now we're going to go triple the size. There we go. Now with these mountains, what I've done is I'm trying to run them east-west and crumple like a car. This one's a little different because I feel like this area is crumpling up, but definitely up here, same thing. All right, now that we got this layer, we're going to go ahead and unlock it, unlock the transparency. We'll zoom in. Actually, let's just double check we're happy with those. Yeah, we're happy with that. We're happy with that. We're going to go and find our blur in our knives, our knife brush. We're going to bump this down to something really soft. Then we're going to take this, go in the layer we want. See, as I pass that over, it kind of creates a depth. Let's actually make this really big. There we go. There we go. So what I'm actually doing, I'm kind of painting a physical embossment. If you're in Photoshop and embossing something, that's kind of what I'm doing. But because I'm working with Art Rage, I have a lot more control, and I can actually shift these around just like an actual physical model. Speaking of models, I threw one up on the YouTube channel, just a space frigate I was working on. Wondering if people want STL of that for 3D printing. They'd have to cut it themselves, though. I don't want to do that. All right, we're back in Harsh Chaos. All right, cool. Let's bump that up to about 250. Puppet Master, I'm going to have to get a t-shirt. If you're okay with it, I'll send you one if I get one. Just says, just choke slam the drummer into his kit. Because that has made my week. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to take this Harsh Chaos, and I'm going to come in here, and I am going to see how if I put it down, it's kind of exploding those mountains out. Let's go a little less than 250. Let's go about 200. Let's have a look at that. Again, we don't want it right on there. There we go, just like that. Right next to it. Gonna be here a while doing this. Or we can go fast. We can just pull it down like that. Okay. Come here like that. Jokes. Oh, that is so funny. You know. Now, mind you, it was the only problem I ever had with a drummer. Because most of the times drummers are really, chillaxed. But that guy, jeez. So I'm like, dude, did your parents potty train you at gunpoint? Now you have to throw tantrums every time something's wrong. Okay. Something up here. We'll just run this back and forth. I'm thinking, however, we're going to add this layer down. Because if we do that, we can get that same texture into the map below it. Now, we're going to enter into kind of a crazy space on maps and art projects. That's the it looks like crap phase of the project with these mountains. But fear not. Once we get the rivers in there, it'll look better. What we're just doing right now is we're adding mass and adding a roughness to where these mountains all are. If you can hear, I'm just using my mouse, just clickety-clacketing. There we go. Let's see, other fun stories. Story time with Dan. So I'm running a show. It's one of those, I'm getting paid my standard union rate, and it's actually these little dance shows, these mom and pop dance things with little ones. Those are fun. You get the kids in there, and they walk into this giant 50 by 50 stage, and it's the biggest thing they've ever seen. Oh, I didn't do this guy here, right? Did I do? Yeah, I did. Looks like I missed some of them. Let's go ahead and fix that right now. Go back to blurred. Make it big. Yeah, I totally messed up on those. Oh, I feel bad now. Brian, this is in a application called Art Rage. It's a realistic painting, realistic art painting. It takes a while to get proficient with it, but I prefer for the actual drawing. Now, nothing can beat, in my opinion, when it comes to like photo manipulation, Photoshop or GIMP's the way to go. But for actually drawing stuff like this, I couldn't recommend Art Rage more. Again, not being paid by them. It's just my weapon of choice. If that answers the question. There's a demo if you want to. There's a good demo in that shows what you're getting into. That is available online. Okay, let's come down here. We're just going to run these. Usually I'd be a little more careful, but I'm just going to run this harsh chaos, this knife brush. See how it's creating this texture down here? Like on the coastline. We're getting hills and stuff. That's what this technique. Again, hundreds of videos, quite literally hundreds of videos on how to do this and the technique behind it down in the bottom. So if you're interested in it, go grab the demo, see if you like it. If you want, follow some tutorials. It's a pretty fun little program, very versatile. Okay, let's see, another theater story as I do this. But first, before that, anybody want to offer... We're getting close to being done with a landmass. Well, sorta. We're getting there. And if we color this, here, let's color this really quick. You can see now we have these cool little mountains and stuff like that. We'll go in and fix these up a little bit more. I'm going to just get rid of that for now. Let's come down to my islands down here. Keep on forgetting that... All right. There we go. But there. What else was I saying? Okay, yeah. So kid shows, right? So there's some guy paid me way more money than I should have been paid to do these little dance shows with these little kids and their parents. Okay, and the kids come in, and it is like the wonder of the universe when they walk into a space that big. Got all the lights on, and it's truly, it's really cool to watch because it's something big that they've never seen, and sometimes we'll never see again. And you got all the lights, the kits. You're surrounded 360 degrees by sound. You got audience, and the audience were always cool. A kid could do a backflip and or fall on their butt, and the people would cheer and just be like, "Hey, you can do it, kid." So a lot of good vibes there too. But so we're running one of the shows, and I think it's about I think they're like 6, 7-year-olds. I have no idea, but they come out in their little line, and they're in these little I think it was ladybug outfits, and they're doing the ladybug picnic song. And one of the girls, you have two girls on the end, and one was just like really into it and just, like 1, 2, 3, hit my marks. And her little friend by her starts to goof off. And the little girl that's dancing by her, the one that's really into it, gets pissed. And she like turns to the other one and starts pointing like, get back in line, you need to start doing this, you need to start doing this, etc., etc., so forth. And the other little girl gets mad, the one that's goofing off, and just runs away from the line, starts running in circles around the stage, and the teacher's desperately trying to keep the other kids from doing it. And of course, the parents are laughing. Well, we're going to call her Bipsy, the one that is demanding to that her little friend get back and not ruin her show. Well, Bipsy gets ticked off. And Bipsy runs up to one of the girls. Well, this girl tackles her and begins throttling her. I mean, just choking her on stage. Okay, the kid, the kid's crying. I'm freaking out, like, oh crap, I got to get a technician down there to save this kid. A teacher of the wing just runs out, and we hear, "Oh, not again!" And the teacher grabs the offending child, and like this child is committed to the murder of her friend. I mean, like 100%. Her friend has ruined her big dance number, and now everybody's laughing at her. So she got to like this vice grip around her friend's neck. The teacher picks her up, Bipsy up, and starts dragging her off stage. And Bipsy in turn is dragging the other little girl off stage at the same time. And I'm trying to, okay guys, we're good, and I'm just laughing my guts out with the audience. But yeah, apparently Bipsy was asked not to come back. Yeah, good times there. That was a fun one. Got thousands of stories like that. Going back to the map, I think we're going to pay a lot of close attention to the coastal areas. Since we're working in a desert, the main thing that's going to be wearing down mountains and hills is the occasional big storm, but mostly just wind. And wind does really interesting. Wind smooths and roughs, makes things rough. Uh, it smooths in a way that it's smooth, meaning it smooths an area down, doesn't wear it down. It's basically sandpaper. Kill the friend to save your moment. Yeah, no, after, I mean, at the first part of it, it was serious. Then it just became absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I hope you guys didn't mind that, because I got so many crazy little theater entertainment stories. Yeah, I hope that's, if you want to know more, let me know. I might do want to stream. We got some really rough mountains right here. I'm definitely making sure we go back and forth with my knife brush. There we go. There's really, in all honesty, when it comes to the texturing, you have your blur brush and you have your harsh chaos. That's really all you need to do something like this in Art Rage. Um, I was in I was in a really I was in church, and I got so bored at someone was giving a talk, and I got so bored, and I had my iPad with me, and I'd actually seen a demo for, hey, drawing, Art Rage, realistic oils. So I was like, okay, let's try this. And then I was like, hey, I wonder if I can do a map in this. So I made the map, locked the transparencies, and just happened on Harsh Chaos, and now I have an entire channel there. All right, that's kind of cool looking. Let's see, it's 9. All right. Since this is the jungle, we're not going to worry too much on the texture, so I'm just holding down my mouse. And you can see that's kind of cutting into these mountains, little ridges here. There we go. Little ridges. Just pulling into them and around them. And then I'm moving paint away from them. But again, it simulates, if we're doing this on an actual canvas, we're just simulating just adding globs and globs of thick paint. 1/4 inch thick by now, which is a lot of paint. But I do like the organicness of Art Rage, that you get happy surprises. All right. You guys want to hear another theater story? Let me know. I know we're supposed to be talking about maps, but I might as well. This one's not that funny. It's scary. So, working in a house. I mean, it was this little tiny theater. Just absolutely little, but I loved it. We had like tripped it out. It sat like 400 people. The stage was like 23 feet by 20. And we had like pimped that sucker out. There's moving lights. All the lights had scrollers. This was like 20 years ago. Um, and it was absolutely crazy. Hold on. We are now going to go ahead and come in here and we're going to blur our mountains a little bit. What that's going to do is separate some of the texture, but we have to be very careful doing this. Otherwise, it's going to get bad. Okay, so let's say I'm right here. See how if I just run that blur brush, it separates everything? That's what we're going to do now. But if I do it too much, it's going to look like butt. But I'm only running the blur over the peaks of the mountains or high points of the mountains like that. Then when I'm out, you kind of get this kind of thing. All right, same thing up here. Story time. Okay. So, um, I'm working in this place, and I've been there about, I don't know, a year, just busting my butt in there. And I should name this story time. Uh, Story time, map making and story time. I might just do that. What the heck? So I'm working in the catwalk. Okay, and this is a catwalk that's suspended over sound clouds and above the audience. So we call that the front of house catwalk. And I'm relaying cable because when you're working with electricity, that much power, you want to make sure, if something kicks off, you know where it is. So I'm getting up there repairing old cable, and I find I unplug this light. And if you guys are familiar with light socket, well, with like extension cords, you got the prongs, and then you got where it fits into. We're gonna, just for the sake of the argument and tradition, we're going to call that a male and a female end. So I find I unplug this light and it got a male end going into it. And I'm just like, what the heck? And so the light itself, someone had actually changed the plug on it, that the light had a female end coming out of it, and the extension cord had a male end going to it. Well, here's the problem with that, with these kind of lights. Your regular light bulb at your house is, I don't know, 90 watts if you want it really bright. These suckers are like 750 watts. So I'm like, holy crap, this is like not a good thing. So I plug the light back in because I'm basically holding a live taser. And if I were to hit someone with that, I mean, that's like 20 amps. That's enough to seriously F you up. So I'm freaking out, and I'm pulling the cable line, and I'm tracing the cable, and I look over behind the catwalk, and I find just like hundreds of yards of cable that basically had two male ends. Okay, someone had decided for some reason. Later, I found out they were just missing a bunch of female ends, so they thought this was a good idea. It was like a bunch of taser cords just all over the place. So I'm freaking out up there. I get down and just go to the store. And I get back there, and my buddy Drew, who's now my business partner, he's up there, and he's like, Dan, we got a problem. I'm all, what's up? He's all, I turned up on one of the lights, and one of the cords had started moving. So I'm freaking out. He's freaking out. We go cut all the power, and then we spend the next like 3 days replacing all these cords. And for the entire time, just above this audience, okay, if there had been like an earthquake, or if there had been like, something not tied down, a giant taser snake would come and just like electrify. I just saw like little old granny watching Bipsy strangle her friend, also look up and get tasered by a giant snake coming down. I know that's not too funny, but that's a tale of doom and despair. So let that be a lesson to everybody. Don't put a male to male snake. All right. We've got these nice, and we've got our mountains nice and faded out. When we get really close, we kind of see this. And we're going to fix that. We're going to fix that a little bit more. Let's go ahead and color stuff. I like this orange color kind of going on, so let's take a sample of that. There we go. When we make it all one color, it's going to help us, like, makes it, there's a unity and stuff for this next part. We're going to put rivers and stuff in next. Not too many, but some. Now, this in the middle islands in the center, we're going to avoid as many rivers as possible, but we are going to do some land shaping. So we'll do that first. Rivers we'll do very last. Now, what we're doing is we're going to actually scoop some of this paint out. To do that, we're going to just grab our eraser. We're going to make sure that our layer is locked. We're going to get our eraser a little smaller. Let's do this island first, and we're going to just come here. Let's go a little bigger with that. We want this a little bigger. Come here, and we are going to do this kind of thing. Now, these aren't rivers, mind you, so we can do whatever we want. Uh-oh. No. Why'd you do that? So yeah, the taser snakes, the danger snakes and stuff like that, which in turn prompted a huge investigation into all the facilities where I was working at, and we found a ton of stuff like that. And we, of course, had to change it out. Then after that, we had to contact OSHA because, I mean, for crying out loud, which stunk. But that led to another story, kind of where I was getting at. So we were there about 3 a.m., okay, and the theater was connected to a large part of the rest of the university. And they had this one big long hallway that went from, it was like, oh, geez, I don't know. With all the corners included, it was at least 2 miles around the bend. Taser snake coming to the theater near you. In a world where people don't know the difference between a female and male connector, or is just cheap and run out of time. Taser snake. And again, right now we're just making grooves here. I'll show you on this mount what happens next. I'm just kind of following in these patterns that we've already made. Seems like we're ruining a lot of work, but we're actually just going to, this is going to detail and enhance it. Let's come back to this guy. We blur those a little bit, and we'll repeat these on every continent. This is just going to help us with some elevation, making the land really a lot more interesting. And you got to watch out for this plastic look doing this. You get that from the metallic, and this is going to help with that plastic look as well by doing it this way too. So we're going to just blur those, get all those done, then come back with harsh chaos. So that's probably 4th or 5th time I said that. And we are going to come up these, and we're going to go back and forth with our pen. And you can see what that's doing. That's creating like hills and valleys, a lot more pronounced hills and valleys. Same thing here. I'm going back and forth and also blending with circles. But again, with this program and with majority of them, back and forth will give you texture. Circle will give you blend. Let's see what's going on there. We'll compare these to the other ones, but we're getting some. I'm actually really enjoying this. Okay. Once we dealt with it, once we tamed the The taser snake. In the night, it came. So we're in these long hallways and we're doing electrical. And all of a sudden, um, we're in this panel, we're on a ladder, and we just feel this whoosh go by us, and then another whoosh go by us. And we're like, was that like some weird purging of event system up here? Or what's going on here? So we hop down the ladder, and all of a sudden we realize that we have bats. Bats, of all things, that are they're coming in from somewhere, but they're using the university's walkway as a shelter. And of course, that's the next big story that we're running around. We are trying to hit bats. We basically, as technicians, we're tasked with getting rid of the bats and finding out where they're coming in and seeing if there's any bat droppings that are horribly toxic. Well, we find where they're coming in. That was the easy part. We just followed our nose. The hard part was we didn't know how many bats had made it into the venue. But every night at a certain time, they'd just fly through looking for food or something like that. And we got ordered by the student council, or excuse me, the student body union, that it was our job to remove the bats since we're there at night. And we're like, dude, we are so not qualified for this. And they're saying, oh, you don't have to pick them up. You just have to, you just have to get them in boxes or whatever. So we're just like, okay, how are we going to do this? Yeah, keep the van. Man, it'd help with some of those. So, well, our morning supervisor comes in and he finds us, like we're stalking down. He comes in like 3 a.m. or something. He gets a call about some weird stuff going on. And he gets there and he finds me and my other buddy named Dan walking through the corridors of the university with tennis rackets. And every time a bat would fly by us, we'd just try. We wouldn't swipe the bat. That wasn't the idea. I might have a couple times, but it would just knock the bat out, and then we could, get gloves, put it in a box, and then just take it outside. And about 90% of them lived through that. But the others, the other ones, there was a couple times that an unnamed person in that project, me, we messed a couple bats up with a tennis racket. But just knowing, and it just happened they were in there and we didn't get any. So another little thing to think about if you're in a big theater or in like a movie theater or something, that there's a good chance there's a bat around inside that someone's missed. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're going to start blending these mountains into these valleys. Just like we're actually kind of simulating erosion right here. See that? See that? How that's going? These bigger ones, we just kind of have to be careful. Keep the low areas low. Run the paint up towards the mountain. And break up the big peaks with that. There we go. Just like erosion. Or fluvial erosion in this case. All right. Got some fun stuff going on there. Let's go ahead and color that. Get rid of the valleys. There we go. I think, though, we've gotten way, way deep in that. This is also going to give us a scale for our map. We're looking at, I don't know, maybe 500 miles by 500 miles. Let's go ahead and quickly do this area up here. We'll do all the areas. Woo! Little mic thing going on there. Let's take our eraser. Well, we'd got online and we'd actually called up animal control, and we explained the situation, and they said, they had a list of the bats in our area that were like protected. There weren't any, and they were in our area considered nuisances. So they said, yeah, just get a, just get a tennis racket or a BB gun. And I was like, well, the BB gun's out of the question because there's so much electronics and computers, and um, with my own preferences for guns, which I love, even though you know, so I would have brought in my little. I don't think they wanted me running around with the 22 sniping bats. Well, anyways, we get uh, really quick note. Remind me about the bats with water. Okay, usually these are not rivers I'm making. These are valleys, and valleys for mountains actually spread out in this way. These are not rivers. When we do the rivers, they'll be a lot different from these, and they fork. Rivers generally, like, I don't know, it depends on where you are in the world. It's called bifurcation, when a river hits a harder body and is diverted into two different streams downriver from each other. It's not, it is uncommon, but there are places in the world where it is quite common, like southern China and stuff. Oh man, it was the best. Like, other than the taser snakes, yeah, it was literally, we were in the jungle of technology. We have snakes above us that could kill us. We have bats we're trying to hit. We have our little weapons. We're fighting against the natives, university teachers. It was fun. It was absolutely hysterical, but still fun. Okay, same thing here with Eraser. All right, get some of these valleys, just kind of follow them. The texture here, though, I'm liking a lot, but for consistency's sake, we're just going to do this eraser thing. Even though I don't know if it's, we'll try it. If we don't like it, we can always change something. But again, we're just doing this for valleys. But yeah, we would have, like, janitorial thought it was hilarious. Now, and at the time, this is in the early 2000s, um, and The Matrix had just come out, and oh god, it came out. When did The Matrix come out? Either way, black trench. Everybody had, well, as technicians, we all had these big black trench coats because it's dark. We could hold tools in them, so we'd get called. Teachers would, university and police staff would get called on us because you have a bunch of guys in trench coats, you know, looking like they're wielding things. We'll have kind of a cool desert up there. We won't worry about texture right there. And so that was fun. It's like this. It was like the Matrix against bats and taser snakes, and you know, the memory of Bipsy trying to kill someone in our minds. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to run this harsh chaos. Oh, I forgot to blur these. Need to blur those first. I don't know why it works, but it works. Yeah, it was good times. It was good times. Not going to give all, well, I have more. I have so many stupid stories like that. Um, Something else I learned. I know we talked about my kid getting a job. I don't. If theater was different, if the entertainment industry was different, that would be a big option, and that'd be some encouragement. The problem is with the entertainment industry right now is that, um, until recently, even with the unions, you'd be expected to put in 15, 16-hour days all week. And a human body just can't do that. After like 7 years of doing that, you just either have a mental breakdown, or you just have to go do something else, or you get sloppy and someone gets hurt. But the entertainment industry is just like hurry up, get it done fast. You know, you get home at like 3 a.m., get 3 hours of sleep, drive 2 miles to another venue, set up a concert, tear down by 4, and I was doing that for like 20 years, other than smiting bats with rackets in a college. Um, the side days, my side gigs would be going out on tour or something like that. But yeah, entertainment business, not something that you want to be in. As for a technician, they have a union called the IATSE, International Stage and Designer, whatever. And recently they went on strike. They almost went on strike for the first time in their history because of those working conditions, about how people were expecting, you know, 40, 50, 60, 70-hour work weeks, and people just, getting fired for not being able to show up. And to be honest, that's what got me. I just got too sick, got too tired and worn out. All right. So we're now going to make the valleys here. We're going to kind of go up, kind of a back and forth and then a roundness in these valleys. You can already see that we're getting these nice little valleys kind of starting to poke up. Again, while we're here, we're blending the mountains in. See that? We have that cool topography. We have that mesa right there. Same thing over here. Same thing over here. Going up here. Blend those mountains out. Some of them are just perfect. We're not going to mess with. Not going to mess with some of these. Like this range here is great. Up here, we're just kind of shave that a little bit. Looks like we have a Badlands forming. Since we're doing a desert map here. Kind of got this lone peak, maybe a mesa. So let's go around that. There, we have a mesa now. Right there. It's interesting. I get into the maps and I get the whole Bob Ross. Okay, we're going to do a mesa right there. It's a happy mesa. That mesa won't cut you. Yeah. That mesa doesn't make taser snakes. That mesa will come in at night and help you knock bats out of the sky. There we go. See how that's settling the world, adding that extra texture. With the harsh chaos, though, you're also keeping the textures consistent. That way there's nothing weird going on. Let's come back up here and finish this off and we'll compare. The middle island, I think, needs a little bit more help. I think I rushed a little too fast on that. Let's come up here and let's grind some of these mountains down. There we go. There we go. Maybe up here. All right. Wow, you guys are learning a lot about me today. Hope it's not too scary stories. But I kind of like the story time because I got a ton of them. Bipsy's on the top 10 though. That was the funniest. Oh my heck. The studio, the lady in charge of the studio came up afterwards. It was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry." And we're just like, "Hey, lady, don't worry about that. That was the most awesome thing that's happened in here in months." All right. I'm running the harsh chaos. I'm blending up in the mountains here. I'm also adding texture by going back and forth. Let's have a look at that. All right, we're getting there. We is getting there. So let's go ahead and spray paint this area. Oops, that's not a color I wanted. Well, we'll get the rest of this done and start painting. Well, we got to do rivers first and then painting. But no, yeah. I think we started this conversation out with jobs about my son. I like the grocery store idea. Fast food, I don't know. Apparently the money's good, but it's fast food. I would say maybe, well, there was a thought about a library, but that would be bad because I'd get in there and I have a propensity to not return books. For a while there, a library was just a giant bookstore for me. Spent way too much money on books that I didn't return. Library might be interesting. I'm definitely looking at the maybe working as a stalker. That'd be good. I did work. There was a time when I think I was 19 and insane that I had four jobs. I'd get up in the morning and I'd go in. I got hired to teach high school. I was teaching high school students stagecraft and theory and all that stuff. Um, I was working that in the morning, and then after the morning, I would go to Dairy Queen and work my shift till about 3 in the afternoon. And after that shift ended, I would zip over to a Macy's, an old, Macy's California or whatever, and I would bust my butt in there till about 11 o'clock at night. Then I would go to rehearsals for a show from 11 till 2 a.m. and do the light design at a theater for that show. I'm cleaning up these mountains a little bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, just a little bit. And then I'd get like 4 hours of sleep, and I did that for almost a year. Then I was like, you know what? This isn't fun, but I'm rich. Well, at the time, I felt I was rich. Then I used all the money to go serve, go on some humanitarian stuff. Yeah, theater, entertainment, fun times, but at the same time, really, really detrimental to the technicians. And I really don't like that. I can't really support that. I'm coming back to this middle island and I'm kind of blending these valleys a little bit better. They were so deep. They're even still a little too deep right now. Oh, I totally missed this entire area down here. Let's fix this. Let's see, another good story. Oh, jeez. Some of the stories you have to actually be a technician to get. Um, Jeez. Working security on shows is fun. Uh, I think it was Kenny Loggins? No, no, no. Oh, jeez. Who was that guy? He has a tequila company. I know that doesn't. What's his name? But anyways, crazy show. Get a lot. We called them runners, who would get on the stage and try to either tackle the guy singing or hang out with him. Um, and I'm working in front of security, and I see this girl. Uh, I don't know if she was in a plate armor, she'd be like 90 pounds. Get on stage, and this is 100% my fault. I should have given out a different warning. But I call over the radio to the guys backstage. I'm all, guys, runner, 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 runner. And I had forgotten my biggest dude back there. Big old Polynesian guy. Lovely as heck. Um, really nice, really kind, but man, he took his job seriously. He comes bailing around the corner at about, I don't know, oh, just bear, just bears down on this girl, jumps, wraps up on her. Well, he realizes it's just this little frail, just this little lady. And he's like, oh crap, if I tackle her, I'm going to kill her. And she sees him coming and she just freezes up. I'm sitting out at front of house going like, oh my gosh. And the lead guy is just, I mean, the artist is just oblivious to this going on. So my big Polynesian friend, just his only option is to wrap up, like grab the girl and basically give her a giant big bear hug so he wouldn't kill her. And so the audience is seeing this, and there's like boo, boo, um, and stuff like that. The singer turns around, my security guy, just just unfolds, and the girl's like, oh, and the lead singer's like, oh, what we got here? We have a fan. And so he takes her, and he dances with her, and they have a good old time. And I'm just in there, I'm just in there, and back in the front of house, going like, I almost killed someone. I almost put a hit on some little fangirl, and my buddy, he was feeling bad about it, but I owned it. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. That was 100% my fault. He's all, oh, cuz I was so scared. I that was another fun show. Okay, we're gonna come back here, lay these down a little. There we go. That was a fun one. One of the coolest. Sammy Hagar. That's the show. He was in it. Oh, I forgot to blur these. Dang it. Oh. That's another good show. He's a nice guy. Way too much booze though. When I worked for the municipal department, because I was backstage, and it became hilarious afterwards, but I got our local liquor store. I had to go get the booze for people's riders, and we live in where this theater was a dry county, and so I'd walk in with a city card because we were working for the municipal art center there. I'd walk in with this big old city card, and I would buy like 5 crates of tequila, a ton of wine. I mean, alcohol for like 150 people, and they'd just look at me, and then I tried to pay with a card from the city, and then the city got the bill and promptly freaked out. Then we had to just sit there and explain, guys, you opened an art center, and then you hired these guys to come in and do concerts here, and part of that is they want their beer and alcohol, and we have to provide it. You realize that? And they're like, oh, we didn't know it was going to be that bad. So that was funny. And then it became just this giant joke. How, the art center itself was, the place to go for beers on weekends. And so every new person that came to work there would make them do the liquor run, which is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, that was good times. Good times until they weren't, but still mostly good times. All right, let's have a look at this map and see how we're doing. Our next step will be our rivers, and rivers are kind of the biggest thing that will end the shaping of this. All right, we're doing good here. Let's do rivers. To do rivers in Art Rage, I kind of have my own little technique, and I use something called a stencil. All right. What I'm doing right now is I'm putting a taper on my pen, or attempting to, on a totally different layer. It's not working too well. I don't think it works too well in the newest version of Art Rage. RH 6, I'm going to say, was actually a lot solid than Art Rage 5A. So if you're going to buy it, look at getting Art Rage 6 if you can get it at a discounted price. All right, so we're going to make our rivers. Don't want smoothing. Definitely don't want smoothing. And we're going to stay out of the these mid areas, but down here where we have the I'm almost going to say we're going to make swamps out of this place because of the topography. So let's go ahead, and we're going to start with a river right here. We're going to work in, let's see if that's working. Let's get really down into that. Yeah, that's working. We're getting really down into the crevices we made and all that topography that we've done. And we're just going to put our rivers to go right down that as such. And don't worry about overlapping. Don't worry about like overlapping into the ocean. That's all part of the process for this. Now, since we have an arid above us, that means there's a rain shadow. I'll get to that in a little later. But we have now these hills that these rivers are coming down, these tributaries. I'm actually concentrating because I got to do these right. All right, same thing up here. But we're going to follow all those lines we just made for the most part. All that topography. And pay close attention to the texture. There we go. Wow, we've been hitting this for a while. That's good though. Maybe up here we'll just have some little runoffs. Same thing here. Same thing here. Here. That's kind of fun. Maybe even on our mountain here, we'll just get some little tiny squirrely rivers that are only active in the days. Okay, our swamp, same thing. We're gonna split the river right there because I can. And I feel like it, even though technically that's, I wouldn't say it's a no-no, but it's definitely not a, it's not an amateur move either, but it's definitely something you want to be aware of. But again, if it's a story and symbolism you need to tell, what's going on the map, do it. Do it. Don't care what anybody else thinks of that. On a lot of the Facebook groups, there is what is kindly considered the river police. Actually, not considered kindly, because I absolutely hate their guts. Well, I don't hate them. It's just I find it very, very rude to be literally calling someone out. See, criticism and critiques are fun. Well, there's a big difference between criticism and a critique. A critique is pointing out the good stuff, pointing out what could be done better, and encouraging ways using what could be their good stuff to have them figure out how they could do better. Okay, that's a critique. That's cool. Criticism is someone just bitching about something and then not giving a way to help it. That, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much that just irritates the crap out of me. But you get the river police and they'll come after you if they see something they don't like. Mainly involving rivers. But you can't do much about that, so I've just chosen to ignore when that happens. Because I got enough things going on in my life. I want to be productive enough that I don't have to worry about what people say about me or what I do on the internet. Life goal, hashtag whatever. But here, we might just have one or two little rivers, maybe up here. In the center area. There we go. All right. One up over here. Now we have these big lumpy mountains over here. There's a good reason for that. We're actually going to very much carve those down with these rivers that we're making. And this is actually going to show off a feature of Wonderdraft that I've known about, but I haven't used. But I'm finding that I use it more than ever lately. That's called a mask. Well, it's called a stencil, but it's basically a mask. We got stuff going. I'm going to just leave that, whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose the layer we're in. We're going to, now that I think of it, we're going to need something down here too. I'll explain later. We're going to make a stencil out of the content up here. So to do that, we right click on the layer we're in. Then we're going to scroll down to New Stencil from Content. The red is uneditable. You can't edit the red in any way, shape, or form. However, we got our rivers that can be edited in that mask. In that stencil. So let's go ahead and we're going to hide this layer. Click on the layer under it, And technically I could go to any layer. If a stencil's involved, it's a mask like in Photoshop that can go to any layer. I'm going to come down here, turn my brush to a ridiculous size. We'll turn my eraser, and I'm going to come in here. Oh, whoops. Unlock the transparency of my map here, and I'm just going to come in and I'm going to erase the land in the edible part of the stencil, which really makes me happy because it makes doing rivers so much easier. And we're just going to keep doing that until we believe we got all of them. Doesn't take much. So just back and forth we go. Once we're done with that, we'll start coloring. Well, we got to shape these a little bit more. Once we shape these, we'll swing some color in. Then get the trees in. That's the easy part. All right. Let's go ahead and remove this mask. We'll remove the stencil. You notice, boom, we got the rivers. We got the rivers all where we want them to be. Let's go ahead and lock the transparency here. Let's go back to our blur brush. We're going to pull this down to about there. Let's get this up to about 100. We're just going to come into these. We're just going to come into these rivers that we made, and we are just going to run this over them and blur them. For some reason, it just works. I think it has to do with the fact that we're spreading the paint. It bevels the paint and separates it from the area and moves it to other places. And then by doing that, we can make a better, more consistent texture. Just how the software works. Oh, we missed some stuff up there. Let's go ahead and unlock that and come in and see. Yeah, we done goofed. So we're just going to come in here and erase unlock the transparency. Erase that there, erase that there. There we go. Allow the transparency back. Come back to ye old blush. I mean, not blush, but blur. Yeah, I'm tired. I was up all night with bad dreams, and I just finally said to heck with it. I will be productive, make a giant space cruiser. You can see that online at on Facebook. I'm going to post it up here. Actually, I think I got a video. Oh, there's another goof right there I got to take care of. But you can see by blurring this, it blurs everything around it, so you kind of get this really cool valley effect. There we go. There we go. Again, if you guys want to see something or have like input, I love input on what this map is, the culture of it. I was thinking this would kind of be doing, make a campaign map together with everybody on stream. Let's come up here and do the same thing with this map. There we go. Lock transparency there. Okay, let's start running Harsh Chaos. Oh, yes, we need Harsh Chaos, not Blur. Harsh Chaos about 100. We are just going to come to the very end of these, and we're just going to run this Harsh Chaos. See how we have cliffs right now? When we come to the end of these, we're going to stop. We're just going to run the Harsh Chaos up these. In this area, we'll just kind of blend it. Same thing. And it creates this really cool texture. And now, since we're working with a map so big, you could like use this entire thing as a battle map for like maybe a campaign or a zoomed in map. Specifically, I'm going to take this, and the reason I added so much paint to this one is I'm going to take it and make a 3D model out of it. And maybe move it into World Creator or something like that. Come to think of it, I'm kind of avoiding learning World Creator 2020 because I really liked World Creator 2. But we'll have a look at that when it comes. But I'm really glad they're making World Creator 2 accessible to everybody. I like the subscription thing. Well, I don't like the subscription thing. I do like it for the fact that it allows people to get their hands on, software otherwise they couldn't. Because for the pro edition of World Creator, it's like $300, $300 to $400 or something like that. But if you pay like $19 a month, you have access to it, which is really cool. Again, you guys can see the same thing in what I'm doing. I'm not going to worry about too much on any of these issues with rivers, just for the simple fact that I don't want to right now. I will go in and edit them later, but I feel like I want to get coloring. I really should be a lot more careful with these, considering a bunch of stuff, but I'm just excited to color. All right, getting there. But you guys can see we have like a big hill, big valley, big plateau right there for anybody to use if they need it. Same thing up here. And then again, we can cut into our mounts a little bit now. All right. Totally missed down here. No, did I? Yeah, no. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. There we go. Again, back and forth, texture, circle, blends. We're getting these cool river valleys. These guys here, at the end of it, I'll taper them off too, so they don't look like, hey, your river just ended. Especially when, hey, my river just ended. Now right here, I'm going to do something. I'm going to take the level of the paint. I'm going to move that level into this area to kind of offset stuff. That's another little trick you can do. All right, still doing this, still getting it done. If you're new to the stream, we're doing a map via democracy. So if you guys, right now we're doing kind of an Arabian night map, kind of deserty. As we paint, we'll come up with, oh, that hurts so bad. That was a bad thing. We should have done that. Let's go ahead and, yeah, if you have anything to add, if you'd like to see anything changed, please let me know. Let's go ahead and add some samples. We're going to go into our samples for our age. We're going to click on the hamburger menu. We're going to add samples and select from collection. I really love this option. Beach is good. Desert. You know what? We're in a desert. Let's do the desert. All right. So I'm digging this kind of this orangey. Let's do this as an undercoat, as a dark coat. That's a little much. It's a little bright. Maybe I don't like this too much. Yeah, maybe I don't like this too much. Let's try a different set. Get hamburger menu, add samples, select from collection. This beach one is intriguing. I think we might do that. Oh, I didn't add my samples. Let's see, beach. And we're also going to add something else. Desert oasis. Wait, why is that the oasis and that's the desert oasis? It's a choice. Yeah, let's go with this. There's some good ambers in there. Let's go with this color. That's it right there. Okay, we're going to use this for our undercoat. We're just going to spray everything down. Going to make sure our paint, let's pull this down to about 24 to avoid the plastic look. You can already see, guys, all that work we did with the rivers and the textures has really paid off. We're also going to use those as a guide. Yeah, these are the main rivers. Again, we're looking at an area that's about 500 by 500 miles. So these are the rivers that have actually shaped the land. What I'll go do later, because it's so boring, I'll go in and like here. Let me show you the process. I'll come like up here, and then I will let's unlock this because I want kind of a taper. Let's bring that a little bit bigger. I think I can just use the pressure. But we're going to just come up here and just plop it down like that. And then we're going to give it little tributaries. Something like that. Does that look okay there, Alex? All right. So, oops, I didn't lock the layer. Lock the layer, Dad. Lock the layer. Okay, so we're going to color this. We're colored. Sweet. Now let's go ahead and just work up the coast. We're going to start in our swampy areas just on the coastline. We're going to go down to about 250. Pressure is going to be half. Opacity is going to be half on our airbrush, so is pressure. We're just going to come in and we're not actually going to put the brush on the land. We're going to actually be up here in the sea. We're going to just really lightly just run this green around the front of this. When I come to a river, I'm going to just dip in. You guys can see that. Just dip, 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 dip. But I'm mainly keeping this green on the top and bottom of the map. Okay, right where it's there, we're going to have to get rid of that. That's my bad. Dip in there, same thing here. But we want the center of this definitely to be warm, but we want to show that there is plants and stuff down here. As for these swamps, we'll do the same thing. Now there is a temptation to run the river all the way up the color all the way up these river valleys. And I found for myself that doesn't work much. It's a lot easier to just, like up here for these, we could just run it like this, that, and just that. Then spread, just really lightly spread that green into the hills. And we get a really good result from that. Again, our little islands that aren't in the desert, we want to make sure we get. Then same thing here, same thing here. Same thing here. All right. Okay, that wasn't too shabby. Let's go ahead and we're going to now do our greeners, the green. This green, though, we're going to run it. It's not as dark as the other. We're going to run it up into the lower parts of the rivers on the top and bottom of the map. We're also going to hit some of that plateaus. If it seems too green, don't worry, we can take care of that. But this is looking pretty good. Same thing down here. Just little round curls to blend. And you actually want to be going over the mountains. Because if you stray too close to mountains, there's a propensity to not color them or like leave out the range of color we're putting on this. Then they look kind of weird. But again, same thing over here, just little circles running it up those rivers. We will be coming back, and I'm just going to paint the map with these for now, but we will come back and we'll desertify a lot of this. The reason I'm doing this is so that for just the consistency's sake. It's when it comes to rivers, it goes back to the reason why we have a map. Realistic, yes. At 500 by 500 miles, you're only going to see the big ones, but you'll get these little tributaries. You'll see. However, a map is primarily a symbolic representation of. It's a tool. It's a very good example of design meets art, but it should be showing where things are. That's the primary purpose of it. So the question is, if there's an important river, even if it's small, when do we label that? And the answer is, well, the answer is a map is there to enhance a story if you're doing it for someone, or it's to enhance the learning of an area. And that's its tool first and foremost. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, that's some fun green we got going there. We got some green going there. Let's go ahead and let's move to a different color. We're going to go with kind of, let's see here. Yeah, that's a good one. This kind of yellowish color. Again, if you have Art Rage, it's all in the collections. Hold on, I gotta get a drink. I haven't realized I've been doing this for so long. Thanks for everyone that's still here. Okay, I'm gonna now take this color, this amber, and where there's high points, even where there's mountains, you can see me running that all over the map. But I'm not going all the way down. I'm just hitting the high points in the mountains. Now, this technique is applicable to any type of map making software. A lighter color over a darker will create a highlight, and our little monkey brains will decide that that highlight means okay, sad story. I'll get to that in a second, Puppet Master. Oh, it's so horrible. Um, by highlighting it, it's making it show that there's a elevation. See that right there? That's a really good indicator there. Also, since we're doing a very arid place, if we run that into the grass, it kind of creates this nice yellowish, this really nice yellow that blends. There we go. Nice little peach color. It also makes the mountains and valleys pop. But you have to, you gotta kind of be careful with it. That goes for anything. Some there, got some over here. But we do want to keep those low lights, those low places, some of the darker places, dark. So I'm not running into all the little crevices. Okay, let's have a look at that. Very nice. That's working. Now this guy here, that's going to be kind of a pain. So let's do this one first, and then we'll go attack that one. This one, however, we're going to run these very close because we want that yellowish color that's popping. So little circles everywhere. And I'm not really worrying about the mountains, like near the rivers near the mountains, for the simple fact that oh, thanks, Alex. Thank you. I'm glad that scale, glad that pays off. That means a lot to me, actually. I really, really appreciate that. Um, again, this technique of highlights and lowlights, I actually got that off of miniature painting. It's something I've all it's a technique I've always known. Well, not always known. I was taught, but there wasn't a definite way to do that. And I was watching some painting tutorials of miniatures, and someone had pointed out, you know, I was like, holy crap, this is what I'm doing with maps. I'm I'm basically doing the exact same thing. I'm making a highlight and a low light. Like right here, it just kind of looks flat, but we can come in here and hit these, and that's higher. Hit that, and we suddenly have this weird mountain. Hit that stuff. Okay, let's hit this big bad boy. We're going to do the same thing here, but we're going to do this with the mountains mainly. We're going to leave these areas a little clear. I'm not... This middle mountain, I'm almost not feeling. This middle island. So we're gonna work it a little bit. But I don't know if I like it. There we go. Just keep working it, I guess. What if I make this entire area up here tall? Yeah, another link poster. Guess it's really common for people to buy subs. All right. This one's at a point where thumbs up or thumbs down, guys. I'm half tempted to just redo this entire area here. We've got the rivers in, but I'm really not feeling it. So it's your guys' choice. Now what I'm doing, I'm coming with this same amber and I'm running it into the mountains, just on the highest part, adding another, another fine coat to stuff. If you get the joke, you get the joke with the two fine coats. There we go, and there. There. But yeah, it's like miniature painting. And if you want really good color theory, just look up like miniature painting. There's some guys that have really great ideas, are really good at it, and it's one of the most insightful things that I've found that have really helped me like painting maps and stuff like that. Yeah, if you guys let me know the fate of that middle island, if we're gonna redo it. Let's zoom out all the way. Yeah, that middle island, I'm just not feeling. All right, that's fine. Let's just go ahead and nuke the crap out of it. Yay! So, I mean, like, why not? And we will just repeat the process. We might leave some of it. Nah, we'll get most of it off there. As for these lines, that's something wrong with. There's a bug in RH6 where you get these lines after erasing. It's fine. All right. Okay. Same plan. Let's go back to this guy. We're going to turn the pressure up. We're going to make it 800. And we're just going to put this back on with the heaviest pressure. We already know where the mountains are, so that's an easy win. Well, where the rivers are. And anybody can do this. All right, so we have some mountains here, so let's go ahead and drop some of the dropper there. We have, let's just put just a big old mountain range right here that curls down here. There we go. That's going to be a lot simpler, a lot better, and it's going to cause our eyes to follow that better. Now, maybe we have just a little bit of a pass right there. Yeah, that works. Let's go ahead and let's harsh chaos that up. Probably should have blurred it first, but eh. Let's increase the size of that to something. There we go. Nice and big, back and forth, creating texture. Creating the texture. That's already looking so much better. Another reason I do live streams, a lot of people have thanked me for showing how to correct mistakes. And that's, yeah, my pleasure. It's one of the things you have to know. Let's go ahead and make our, we're just gonna bust this out really quick with our stencil. I don't know, let's see. I mean, with our glitter, let's go with 50. That might be too, no, that's just right. So we'll add some more mountains like this directly in, then blur, then harsh chaos it. Now the only problem with this, I've have to, my scale, if I don't do this right, my scale is going to be all wonky. So I'm going to make sure we get a lot of glitter on here. The reason it'd be wonky is that would have these very fine mountains. Okay, that works. Let's go to blur. It's a little bigger. Yeah, there, mountains. Boop. back to Harsh Chaos. Oh, I forgot to do the derp. Yeah, I sorry about that. The island just wasn't behaving right. It just didn't look good. So it got its check in the mail and it was done. All right. So from this mountain, we'll do these now. I hope we have enough paint on it. That's my only concern, that we don't have enough paint. But I think I got a lot there. So let's Harsh Chaos. Let's go a little bigger, like 250. Back and forth with the texture. Back and forth with the texture. Cut into the mountains. Run it through the rivers. We got our valleys here. Go kind of big on those because we want to texturize those mountains a little better. But I think that's looking so much better. I think it had to do with the mountains being like all over the place and too many elevations competing with each other. There we go. Now I'm breaking up the mountain with the Harsh Chaos a little bit, so we get kind of a nice, very ridged ranges on this one. So look at that. Yeah, that fits. That fits a lot better. Okay. Oh, let's color again. Oh, what color did I use? It was this one. New. Yeah, it was that one. Let's get the opacity really high on that. Come back with that. Maybe it's this one. Crap, now I don't remember. We'll just go with this. Now I need to... No, what are you doing? Don't do that. All right. But you just yeah, I'm just rebuilding. There. Notice we have a little shiny spot under here. Just go boop and boop and boop. Get those out of there. All right, start building color on this again. We'll go with that dark green. Wow, you guys are insistent today. Okay, that dark green, I think I believe it was, oops, way too much, way too high. Let's go about 250. Does anybody know, like, if YouTube will take, I'm getting these bots apparently linking websites. I mean, do you guys know a way to block that? Because it's really, really don't like it, and it's making me angry. All right, Middle Island, we will fix you up. So you will look good for everybody. Okay, then we went with this lighter green, I believe. We're not done with that dark green. Yeah, no, it's that green. We're not done with that. Place that in these valleys. Once the greens are down, we can make this a desert again. There we go. All right, let's grab that amber. No, okay, that green. Nope, wrong green. That green. Yeah. Move that green up into the mountains. Oh, that's a good point. Okay, so I'm actually seeing there are some links without spaces. Do you guys see those, or is that just me? Because I accidentally clicked on one of those and had to call my wife over to come shut it down. So embarrassed. All right. Then this color, we're gonna run this down into the areas here. So it looks like the others. So this is a desert island. We're actually going to run this color really down into the coasts. But that green in there, it's going to get in some cracks. And it's going to retain that kind of tropical feel. All right, now that we've run it down, we're going to come up here. We're really going to blast the paint up here now. Okay. Okay. It's good to know. But it's all the same link. There we go. Let's have a look at that. That looks good. You know what? Let's keep on doing that with these other islands. Let's actually run that color down into the green a little bit more. I think that's going to pay us off. It's going to look a lot better. Our next step is going to be adding a dark orange to the mountain areas. Oh, okay. Really quick. Right here, we have kind of this neck. We have a river right here, but we don't want that river to clash. So I'm just going to run a ton of color right there to show height. And on this side, I'm just going to run a little bit of color so you can see, hey, look, I've got a ridge. And that's all. That's the power of color for you. Oh, got hit my islands. My poor, poor islands. Told you I'm horrible island dad. The reason why I'm a horrible island dad is because I was an island boy. Sorry, had to. Got introduced to Snoop Dogg and oh, what was that other guy's name? Snoop Dogg and who co-host?
Oh, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, yeah. Apparently during the Summer Olympics, Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg did commentary on the Olympics. If you're not offended by the occasional F-bombs, it is some of the most funniest things I have ever seen in my life, is the way they've reacted to stuff. Highly recommend it. But they were watching that Island Boy videos and they were not amused. Okay, let's look at our map. All right, cool. We're getting there. In fact, one could say we are there. I want to add some more color up into this area because I want this still. This area, I want this dry. Now we will add our big mountains. To do that, we're going to find the orange. We're going to find a dark orange, like, I don't know, this guy. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, let's turn up the opacity on that. Yeah, more opacity. It's like cowbell with pigment. Okay, we're now going to do this where the mountains are. We're going to run some. I want this darker. I want this like orange, reddish orange. So we'll just kind of, there we go. Oh, too much, way too much. Maybe this. Let's try this red. That'll do. Just gonna drop the opacity a lot. Just gonna run this dark color where the mountains are. There we go. If you can hear, I'm just tapping to do this. I'm not running it, just tapping it. Now, the reason I'm doing this is some of these mountains in this is they're very high and dark. So I want to keep that consistent. There we go. Let's tap. It's like a song from Encanto. Good movie. It, how do you say it? Encanto? Enchanto? Encanto? Good movie. Really good movie. Enjoyed that one. I think they did a marvelous job. And it is all about Bruno. All right. So again, on the mountains, we're doing this color thing. My nose is getting stuffed. I hate allergies. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay. Puppet Master, I can't have Dr. Pepper anymore. um, due to the fact that, and I probably should have told you guys this, I, after all the years of working in entertainment and all the stress, I've gotten some wonderful ulcers. And in about 2.5 weeks, I get to go in for surgery. They're going to take a good chunk of my stomach out where those ulcers are. And because of that, I'm off the caffeine. I get to lose some weight, but I can't have, it's either prune juice or nothing. Except I have a brother-in-law out in Florida that swears by Dr. Pepper that is flat. So fingers crossed. And my wife is like, no. But so some Dr. Pepper, the sponsorship dreams. You know what? If I do get a sponsorship, I might as well just push, and I'll just get cans and fill them with like water or something. But I can't have Dr. Pepper. So I've been off it. So I've been off it for a while. There we go. That's looking good. That's looking a lot better. Let's go ahead and add some trees to this. Oh goodness. We're gonna put jungles right down in this area and jungles right down in this area. The rest of it we're gonna kind of leave a little bare. Let me show you how I do that. First of all, I add a new layer. I go into yield what are these called? Sticker spray. Yeah, okay. And I find in sticker spray there's a natural. I've always mountains shrubbery sucks, but this way, the way I'm going to show you is a quick and dirty way to do it, but it looks great. First of all, this is kind of the mossy effect, and when I put it down, it does these little alpha textures. And I was like, holy crap! If I turn them green, that'll work. But I found now, well, I'll show you here. So I'm going to lay down. I'm just going to grab my mouse. Oh, I got to turn the shadows off. Turn off the shadows so we're just line the texture. And with a very vivid color, I'm just putting down forests. And this, again, it go nuts with this. You're going to, with rain shadows, you're going to encounter your biggest forest near the mountains. This is going to be kind of a jungle area down here, if that's cool with everybody. You know what? I could probably do it this way too, to hurry. Just going to pull it down like that. And this does look like butt, but you got to trust me, it's going to look great here in a second. So we have these big green jungles, and the mountains are creating a nice big old rain shadow, so the water can't get over there. Might have a little, but not much. You can hear the tap, 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 tap of the mouse. It's giving me direct control. It's giving me a good movement. All right, put some more right here. And honestly, I'm just kind of going with the gut every second. Then we'll come down here and do it here. Don't worry about rivers. Don't worry about anything else like that. We'll take care of that here in a second. But it's stupid easy to make. We're going to get some more jungly vegetation up here because that's maybe not down here. Let's just go ahead and add a ton right here. Up near the mountains and stuff too. But these mountains would definitely, if it's a really flat, is like an island place or a very flat coastline, mountains over 1,000 feet tall will create really massive rain shadows. And you know, when you're looking at 1,500-foot mountains in some areas, I mean, that's just going to block stuff. And that, kids, is how we got California. Yay! I love California. Like visiting it. Wouldn't mind living there in certain parts. Love the weather. All right. So we're almost done with these. Let's do this side really quick. Then I'll show you the magic that is the sticker tool. Because we're basically going to, like we did before, adding mass to the painting, we're going to be adding mass to this texture. The reason I'm doing it this horrible, horrible color that actually I really like the color, but it does definitely not applicable for maps. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We are going to now S95. It's $9 a gallon in California. Holy schmeg. $9? Okay, I don't like California anymore. Good heck. Might as well get everybody to buy a bus together and ship in for money. Save them. Jeez. Okay, we got some up here. This island, just based on the weather, isn't going to be that. Up near here will be a lot more deserty. And we'll paint that to reflect it here in a second. I just want to show you the river thing. Okay. So we're now going to, we'll keep this layer as is. We're going to hide it. We're going to come down to this layer, our land layer. And if you guys remember that happy stencil thing, we're going to right click on the layer, go down to new stencil from layer content. Okay, and that looks really cool and all, but we have all these plants that's overgrown. So we're going to right click on the stencil and say invert stencil. Then we're going to add our rivers back, grab our eraser, turn this up a lot, make sure pressure is set, and we're just going to go to where we put those trees and just erase. Make sure we get where the rivers are, and it's just going to create a quick, dirty, it's a quick, dirty technique that looks amazing. It's like when you find out about dry brushing miniatures. But the key is you have to make sure you erase the rivers and everything else that they're near. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. All right. Cool. Let's lose that stencil. Here comes the magic, folks. We're going to right click on this layer, set the blend mode to add. We're going to find a nice, beautiful green. Let's go with this guy. We're going to go to yield herpes of arts and crafts, turn the pressure up, and we locked. Let's go with something a little lighter there. A little lighter. That works. We're going to come down and lo and behold, there it is. We just add mass into a locked layer and it creates a 3D effect, and boom, instant forests, instant jungle, which matches everything. It looks good. It's a nice shade. This green's a little too green, but I think I like it. But yeah, instant forests that you don't have to paint every little dang tree. Same thing up here. It's just using that mossy texture that does that. Really fun. I've tried using like making my own brushes out of mountains and stuff. And making forest with brushes, getting aerial images and stuff like that. But this mossy thing just makes it look great. So there's that. All right, let's go ahead and let's play with the ocean a little. We're going to get this kind of a blue. We're going to turn our spray paint. We're just going to run this. Well, let's kind of get the opaque. Okay, sweet. Going back to the pen. This part's important because we really want to make things pop. So I'm just going to go on the continents, just around them in little circles for the water effect. And remembering that around islands, the water effect isn't as prominent. You can see how much I lift up my brush, which is, well, right now with the islands is a lot. But I'm hitting those right now because I'll forget if I don't. Bad Dan. All right. There we go. Now we're going to go around go in and around. I'm going like this inside the continents. That's going to cause the rivers to pop. And you can see all the little tributaries and streams that feed them. It's also going to show depth and put interest in the coastline of our map. Yeah, this one's really turning. I really like this one. The middle island was a challenge, but man, that turned out. I like how that looked. All right. Same thing up here. Same thing up here. All right. All right. All right. All right. Now we're back to here. We're back to our harsh chaos. Actually, let's get some more down here. Let's get some more down there. There we go. Harsh chaos, and we're going to pull. We're just going to go back and forth on these. And we can go a lot bigger. Let's go a lot bigger. And we're going to pull. We're going to put our brush here, and we're going to go this kind of movement with it to pull that white into the shoreline. Again, same principle of I have an undercoat, and now I'm creating depth or interest by highlights. I got a problem right there. I didn't put enough, so let's go ahead and take care of that. There's my color. Let's go back to the harsh chaos. And again, back and forth. Circles. I want the texture, so I'm going back and forth, up and down for the texture in some places. And once that texture's there, like in this little C, there we go. There we go. There's been a lot of you that stayed on stream. Thank you guys. This has been like one of my longest stream in years. But I've really enjoyed it. I'm glad you guys were interested in some theater stories. Oh, theater stories. Next time I'll tell you about Flying Windy in Peter Pan and why you don't mouth off to your fly tech. Okay, let's go ahead and put a final touch on this outside. We're going to go to our blur. We're going to kick that up huge, and we're just going to go in circles in this layer to kind of blur some of this texture just a touch, so it's not so feathery. Let's zoom in and show you exactly what's going on there. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, see that? How that clears up, just nice. Again, this is just finishing touches on everything. Okay, let's go back to our mainland and let's go ahead and we're going to go back to that, maybe this color. Let's go ahead and have a look at that because we want these areas to be a little bit more, totally forgot what I used. Yeah, I probably used that. We want these areas to be a lot drier, so we're going to go just really pull this color down into the grass areas because we want pretty sharp delineation. Except right here, I think, oh, then again, I think it might better serve us guys if we made this kind of a more tropical, kind of tropical coasts and rivers versus other places. I think that's going to be the key on this one. We might add some more forest, but otherwise, what do you guys think? I think that's a good one. I think that's a keeper. We probably should add some more jungles on the coasts and stuff like that. We could do that. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that now. Sometimes your best laid plans have to go astray for it to look good. So let's go ahead and we are going to I'm just going to turn the spray rate down, and on these coastlines, very lightly just add some forests that go up into the rivers. Well, some little jungly areas. This one definitely needs it. You wouldn't have trees like that if you didn't have water. Oh, wrong side. Wrong side of the mountains. Got to make sure we honor the rain shadow. Okay, I'm in the right layer. Okay, just double checking. Ooh, maybe it is, man. Maybe it's like the ancient fallen, the death of a deity that's landed there, calcified, but it still has the will, some type of, animalistic will, or it's a part of something that fell to earth or just was there. The bones of something old that's kind of leeching in. Yeah, that does. That kind of looks cool. Good eye. See the lore we just created there? Maybe that's why it's so desolate and kind of, why there's no jungles or anything there. Yeah, I think we're going to go with that. That's cool lore. Good job, dude. Well, yeah. Oh, great. I just gave it a hairy armpit. Let's not let's not do that. Let's go back to our, there it is. There it is. Not going to put much. We're just going to put a little. Make sure our islands get it. Yeah. If you've ever read the books of, I think, Aslan the Fallen or the Cursed, you get into those books and it's like you have no idea what's going on, and it just goes, and you eventually kind of piece it together after a while. But they had like bones of giants that lay sleeping in the mountains, and the bones would interact with the water, and the menace of the giants would seep into the earth, and the earth would change. Just a very kind of cool concept. All right, so we got that. Let's go ahead and yeah, we need some. We need just a touch. We'll give it back here. How's that, guys? We'll give it some back here. Maybe some. Let's give it a goatee. It's like some sloth monster. Avoid the armpit area, but run with it. All right, lock that transparency. Oh wait, not lock yet. Go back down here. Hide that layer. Hide that layer. Here we go. Make stencil. Oops. Right click on layer. Go down. New stencil from content. Right click on that, and we say, oh geez, where's invert? Invert stencil. Come back up to what we just made. Grab Z eraser. Put it up to 800. Make sure the pressure's up as high as it'll go. And oh no. Start our erasing. Make sure we get everything there. Make sure we get our middle island here. There we go. Just going back and forth, making sure I get everything. Because this is definitely the most important part when it comes to forest, is not. Let's see. No, did get down here. And again, I'm going to tweak this map for demonstration purposes. I think we nailed it out of the park. Yeah, okay. Let's remove the stencil. We're going to remove the stencil. We're going to come up here. We're going to lock the layer. We're going to grab Yule Glitter. And we are going to, was that the color we used? Let's get that other forest in here. Yeah, that's the color we used. You can make this big and just go nuts. Did I put that on add? Make sure I put that on add. Nope. Put it on a maximum. You don't want a maximum. You want it on add. Because maximum sets a certain height limit to the layer. Max add adds that height layer to what's below it. Really important to remember. Kind of have sparse little trees, maybe some olive groves. Man, we kind of almost went a little biblical with that. That's fine. That's cool. Got kind of a sword and sandal thing. Cursed Island. Oh, look at that. All right, guys. I think we got something really cool here. I love this. Uh, Once I get it done, I will put it for free online for about a week at avantnovis.com. So if you want to pick it up for anything, just go there and grab it. But I think that's good. I think that's really, really, really good. I like that. And I think we're, oh, I know I'm kind of tired. I'll be honest with you. Um, like to also thank our co-host Puppet Master for being here. That's officially your title now. Hope you don't mind. But yeah, see? Forest, easy peasy, easy peasy. If you're interested in Art Rage, I definitely recommend before you commit to the price to get the demo, play around with it, try this technique if you want to make land. It's by far easy to use, easy to understand, but very, like I've demonstrated, very, very powerful. Oops, that was a bad thing I did. I feel bad now. There we go. There we go. I just noticed in our layer here, we still have some more, there we go. Cool. I'm happy with that. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 24 hours. um, I'll leave it up for a week if that's what you're meaning. Yeah, 24-hour stream. No, I do need a nap. I'm probably going to go get some rest, but I wanted to get a stream done this week. I do have some model videos, some concept videos. Check those out. Um, something else though, I'd really, really appreciate so we can get to 1,000 subscribers is comment on some of the videos. Choose like 5 and just comment on them or like them. It would help me immensely, and I'd really appreciate that. So, kind of fair trade. You get this map, you enjoy the stories, you might want to comment, but in all honesty, your viewership is more than enough for me and the kind things people have said. Alex, thank you so much. Thanks to everyone that's here. Nomad, thank you. Penguin, good to see you again. Alex and Solar Eclipse, thank you so much for being here today. We're going to end the stream there. I hope you guys have all a wonderful day. I hope that you're in good jobs. I'll recommend these jobs for my 16-year-old. And thank you. And we'll end it there. Have a great day, guys. See ya.